Alright, hello everyone, my name is Shep, welcome back to the Butcher's Circus, and today... oh gods, what am I running against? What am I running against? And Shep, even more importantly, what are you running yourself? What the hell is this? What is this, Shep? Well, I am playing a very old team called Tainted Devotion. This is by someone that hasn't played Butcher's Circus in like 5.5 years, someone named Sis that beat me in the tournament, and he had this team in his deck. Now, by today's standards, this VESTAL stress team is completely barbaric. No one's gonna run this, no one's even gonna consider something as silly as this. But back then, this was one of the good teams. This was one of the genuinely good teams that you... Wow, if I go push you... I mean, I guess I can... I'll stun the occultist after I go push, but like it doesn't change the flagellant's abilities at all. He doesn't mind being in 2, 1, 3, 4. But yeah, this was one of the good teams. This was a VESTAL team, and back then, for a short period of time in 2020, and before it fell out of the meta, people actually liked to put VESTAL on stress teams because they realized that VESTAL was actually kinda good at stunning. Someone figured out that... Wow, I failed 2 bleeds? Or no. No, I saw two resists. I guess not, I'm tripping. But yeah, people figured out that with Tome of Fury and Brass Knuckles, her stun was really freaking good. And because the damage teams at the time weren't particularly great, apart from like Halo comp, and even then only some people were running Halo comp, and other than that it was like mostly worse things, mostly things that these days wouldn't work at all. Well, neither would this, but yeah, I mean, it can work, I'm gonna try to make it work today. I'm gonna see what I can do with it, but yeah, the problem now is that nowadays everyone runs damage with Arbalist, so pretty much always you're gonna have damage Arbalist. You're not gonna have lunge shenanigans, you're not gonna have that kind of shenanigans that makes this remotely viable. And when you run Arbalist, you can clear the battle debuffs and you can clear the stun. And when people realize that, you know, you could still go for the stuns with your Vestal, you could still go for a couple heals, but it just started feeling like, okay, why don't I just bring a Crusader and just get rid of this? So yeah, it was only really played for a little bit before being forgotten, unfortunately. For the Vestal enjoyers. They went for a card here, which is weird. I am playing against Claudius today, so this is someone that I don't play against too often. But let's see if we can have some fun against him. And I'm gonna go for a stun here. After this, I'll also have a match to show you that I played against another person. That one was quite exciting. I'm not sure if it's gonna be as good as this one, or if this one's gonna live up to that second match. But yeah, here we are with this VESTAL team. So yeah, it's basically just if you put a ship stress, but instead of a flagellant in the front, you have a VESTAL in the back. And she works as a stunner and as a healer. Her stun still causes stress, so, you know, it's interesting. Like, the other characters in this team are all still very much viable, and she does have some good use cases, so I'll see if I can actually put them to use here, and see if I can make the VESTAL as beloved as she should be. Yeah, because VESTAL is like a character that doesn't really get that much love in the Butcher Circus by the community. I know she's completely hated in campaign, and that saddens me a little bit. But yeah, in Butcher Circus she's played almost exclusively in Oppressive VESTAL. Almost exclusively. I have another team to show you. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it today, but there's another team that I will show you, which is called the Silac Special. So it's a team that also hasn't been played for many years. Not as hard as this one. That one is still competent, but yeah, it's basically a damage VESTAL team, and it's still good. It just suffers a little bit, but not as much as this one, thankfully. But yeah, I will show you that one too. But yeah, apart from this team and that team, the only VESTAL team that you actually see being played is Oppressive VESTAL, which is VESTAL, Highwayman, Shieldbreaker, and Crusader in one. And that's a very solid team. That's a team that really makes use of all the VESTAL skills. And unlike in campaign, she can actually be pretty darn good, which makes me a happy doggy. Because I like VESTAL. I think she's a cool character. When I played campaign, she was one of my favorites. You know, goes to show that I wasn't very good at campaign, but she was one of my favorites back then. Okay, if I go... I have a bit of a problem here, because if I just go slam, if I just go like rage on this occultist, then the flash one just clicks and redeems, and I don't have that much to show for it, if you know what I mean. So instead I'm actually just gonna go for a slam here on the Crusader. If I get a push, it's very good, and regardless, I do some okay damage to the Crusader and it gets him afflicted, because I have the Clash of the Beast here. So in terms of how I'm actually running the team, I'm not running it how Sis ran his Tainted Devotion. It's still the same Doggy, still the same Vestal, still the same Abomination actually. Or no, I think Abomination had Pit Fighters now. But yeah, the Men-at-Arms is a little different. He had a really insane setup with Insignia of Rank and Crimson Hook, because he was all about like, okay, let's do the stress as quickly as possible, that's how we gotta win this match. Like really just trying to overplay what you need to be doing on a team like this. Yeah, pretty much just trying to overplay. Because like, when you're playing Butcher Circus, it eventually gets to the point where you're like, oh, I played this match so well with my perfect team. If only I had gotten that 75% chance on the pull, I would have won the match. And then you start making sacrifices to your team to win that specific matchup, and you lose track of like what the team is about. Which, I mean, the Men-at-Arms has to be tanky. The Men-at-Arms has to be tanky. The Men-at-Arms has to do stress in this team. And if you bring a Crimson Hook Man-at-Arms, like, you're gonna lose the Doggy, and then that Crimson Hook there is useless. But you know, very old criticism for a very old team. There's really no one left to hear it apart from you, chaps. So I hope you still enjoy listening to my rantings. Yeah, in terms of how this match is actually going, this team by Claudius is not having a good time, and I can tell that it kind of goes like this. Yeah, it actually kind of goes like this. This team has a lot of control. It is very much one of those teams that has a very good early game, because it just outputs so much control. It has a stun, has the push, and then just has a lot of AoE pressure. But eventually, when the match, when they kill one of your characters, then it can be a little bit difficult to finish it out. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of control early on. It's round 4 and they're all afflicted, so that's nice. Yeah, no virtue on the Crusader. He never even managed to go for the Inspiring Cry, and I'm probably not gonna let him. I mean, he will be able to use his turn after this, but because I'm gonna go summon the Occultist. I can't go summon the Crusader, but after that, 150% stun chance, and it's dropping on him. You can be very certain that it is dropping on this Crusader here. Yeah, the Occultist is still not gonna get whacked. Unfortunately, he gets a dodge affliction, but you know, still an affliction, so now he has 0 stun resistance. And I love to go after 0 stun resistance occultists. And the Crusader act out Inspiring Cry heals himself. I mean, that's not a bad play. That's not a bad play, to be honest, to the Mr. Crusader. I'm just... No, I didn't mean to click that. Whoops, I meant to go for the Houndberry, but you know what, it's whatever, they're both AoE abilities. Oh, we don't mind. We don't mind it that much. Yeah, I had the Men-at-Arms, like, I had a click on the Men-at-Arms. I didn't have him clicked, I just had like a click on him, like how I clicked the Doggy here. And then I clicked one more time, even though like a few seconds had passed, and then I tried to move, but it fully clicked, so I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, see that? See that? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. That has actually ruined a few matches for me, believe it or not. Doing that has actually ruined a few matches for me. I really don't like it. I really don't like that in the Butcher Circus, but I mean, if we get some changes to the Butcher Circus, that's like the last thing that I'm gonna ask for, TBH, so yeah, whatever. Alright, let's go stun on this Crusader here. Somehow that Occultist made it to 1 while I wasn't watching, and I guess we're just gonna stun him again, because what else can we do here? I mean, he's dropped Bolster, he just has no output. He just has no output. There's no Abyss Artillery here, and there's no Fleshbound Grimoire, so you kind of have to be thinking, oh, what was Claudius doing? What was he thinking? I mean, Shep, he has an Endure. He has an Endure Flatfoot, come on. He should go Suffer and then Endure, because then he would be taking 0 stress. Like, if he had gone Suffer just once this match, he wouldn't even be afflicted right now. I'm pretty sure of it. Pretty sure of it. But yeah, we're just gonna keep spamming the Hound series, and I mean, you don't have as much pressure as you would if you had like a Kalashnikov here, so instead of a Vestal, you'd have an Occultist in the back. That's also a very solid possibility. You don't have as much accuracy as you would playing that kind of, or rather as much pressure as you would playing that kind of team, but you still have a lot, you know. This is still 2 AoEs that your opponent needs to be worried about, and the A1 transformations. And with the stun here, you can actually perform quite well. The problem is when you go against pushes, but hopefully not too many pushes today. Hopefully not. Alright. I'm probably gonna go for the command buff here, because my Vestal decided to hit my doggy, which was uncool. So now I've lost 10 accuracy, and I'm pretty sure if I go for a Harry with minus 10 accuracy, yeah, I'm just gonna miss everything. So let's go for it like this instead. We keep hitting everyone, and yeah, it's impossible to sustain through the attack was on the Crimson Hook. On the doggy, it is impossible to sustain through it, so that also makes sense why you'd bring a Vessel to try and slow the match down. I ran this team in the tournament after the one I'm talking about, by the way. I ran the team in the tournament immediately after. I ran Sis's entire deck in the tournament immediately after, because he beat me in the tournament. We were already in the group stage, so it was like halfway into it, and then he ended up losing to his girlfriend in the same tournament, who was playing the same deck as him. So, you know, that was quite something. And I was like, okay, this is the best deck in the Butcher Circus, I'm gonna run it, I'm gonna win the next tournament. And by the time I got to the next tournament, I realized that this team was actually a stinker. Because I played against 135J-Man in the finals, so I did get to the finals with the deck that Sis was running, so it was indeed the best deck in the Butcher Circus at the time. Where else am I going with that? Yeah, it was indeed the best deck in the Butcher Circus, but I had to win a match with this team because it was a best of 5, and the deck had 4 teams. So I had to win a match with this team, and instead of winning with it, I lost with it 3 times over the best of 5. So that was fun. that was fun. Yeah. The problem was that it's a solid team, but I just started despairing. I just started really feeling the despair, because my Vessel kept getting pulled and like not really being that useful, and I wasn't really able to make use of her completely, and it got to the point where I just brought like a damage Vessel. I just put her in position 2, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go Mace Smash, I'm gonna go Purgation Talisman, and we're gonna go insane here and see if I can make that work. It was a terrible idea, don't repeat it. You have to believe in your teams, you know, you have to believe in your teams when you're in a situation like that. And in a situation like that, I mean just being down in the dumps, in like when you're down in the dumps in a situation where you really need to be performing, and you start doubting everything, you start doubting yourself, you start doubting the work you put in. You really have to believe in yourself and stick through with the plan if you want to still have a decent chance of winning. At least that's what the tournaments have taught me. So yeah, that's 3 heart attacks off of 1 health Harry, so it's a lot of stress on all of them. They're all gonna heal here. 6-7 because of the flagellant. But yeah, the Man at Arms is still cooked. Goes Act Out Redeem. Interesting. And yeah, it's a big ass heal, but I mean, what can he do? Right, what can he do here? It's so cooked. I'm pretty sure Bello. Oh come on, that's 10 stress, really? I thought I would do less. Okay, then I guess we just go. Yeah, I don't need another command buff. They have no dodge at this point. Let's just go bolster here. The round 8 bolster. This Man at Arms kind of just spams Bello all match. You don't really need accuracy that much if you have the attack whistle here. The Vessel definitely doesn't need accuracy. She has 115 on her stun, and that's all that she's using on the offense. Like, she's not using anything else. She's using her stun, and that's it. And that's it. Let's go for this. Oh, is that enough? Yes, it is. I knew it. I knew it would be enough. So yeah, we get the crit there. I do extra stress. I was actually hoping for an act out to be the one to kill the Man at Arms, but I guess that works. And they're gonna go illumination value. Let's go illumination value here. It's gonna reduce the dodge, and it's actually gonna do a bit of stress too. So yeah, you do run illumination on this team, because it's your final stress move as the Vestal. She only has 2 stress moves. They both do very little stress, but you know, it's there. It's there. It's a bit of stress, regardless. Alright, let's go Harry here. It's enough to cause another heart attack. Actually, it causes a ton of flagellant too. He has the heart attack first. That's weird. Okay, now the Crusader has his. That's better for me than if the Crusader had his heart attack first. He has another one! What? What's happening? 3 heart attacks in a row. Yeah, it's better because then, like, if the Crusader had his heart attack first, then the Flagellant would appeal the Crusader, but... no, I guess it went for the Flagellant first. Weird. Maybe because the Flagellant started in 1? Can't be. I'm being silly here. Can't be. Oh my god, he has a 95 stun resistance? How? 95 stun resistance? What? Wait, how does he have 95 stun resistance? I'm not tripping. He should have 75. I'm not tripping, am I? How does he have 95? How does he have 45 bleed resistance? What? What? Look at those buffs! How does he have 2? How does he have 2 Death Star buffs? What the fuck? How did he do this? Claudius, you broke the game! How? I've never seen this in my entire Butcher Circus life. Dude, I need to take a screenshot. Hold on, that probably didn't work. I'm gonna take it again. How did he do this? I guess the 2 heart attacks. I guess it really was 2 heart attacks, huh? Holy crap. Well, let's just... What? Okay, he resists both the stuns too, but I mean, whatever. At this point, right? But I'm amazed. I'm amazed. Whoa! Oh god, he's just gone. Okay. Well, no more, no more Flagellant being broken buffs. Oh my god! Holy shit! Dude, that was ridiculous! Alright, and here we go, straight into match number 2. This time I'm gonna be watching my match against Roman Games earlier today. And I am once again playing this Vestal team, and he is playing a backline destruction team. So you have the Rain of Sorrows, you have the Suppressing Fire, and you have the Abyssal Artillery. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm dealing with a Flagellant with Gauntlet, Exsanguinate, Crimson Hook, Punish, and Rain of Sorrows. This team doesn't suffer from it as much as Kalashnikov, but dealing with Flagellants, it's still rough, because your backline is going to have a bad time. But of course, Kalashnikov can't do this. You can go for the almost guaranteed stun on the Flagellant to start the match, and indeed, I went for the almost guaranteed stun. And my plan is going to be much the same from the previous match. Cast Fight, Girl Keep, Gate Boss. You know, that's what we want. That's what we want to do, that's all we want to see from this Vestal and her 3 simps. Yeah, this is a Vestal team and her 3 simps. Funny how many teams are like that. It's just three guys, 3 hunky men, and then a gal in the back. It's like, you have WD, you have Select Prod, you have the team that Roman Games is playing right now, you have, okay, Oppressive Vestal moves away from the mold, I suppose. Yeah, okay, and here I go for a push on that men-at-arms. So now after he uses turn, he can't move forward, so this means that the Arbles is in position 2, which really sucks for the Arbles. It means that the Eagles is in position 3, which is gonna suck soon, because I'm gonna go for a stun on him. He's the most important character on my opponent's team, so I'm definitely gonna do that if I can. So he's gonna go probably for a pull or an Abyssal Artillery, and yeah, here comes the counter pressure. 6, 6-7. I'm doing the movement with my hands. See, I can't resist it. 6-7. I mean, I don't think it's that bad of a meme. I think there's been worse. I think Skibidi Toilet was worse. I think me saying that's crazy chat was way worse. I think me saying glorp shit a few days ago was also terribly bad. But yeah, it could be worse. Here Roman Games goes for a very weird move. That flare there. Like, it's a very weird move because they got rid of the guard break on the man-at-arms and they got rid of like 1 bell debuff on their stress DOT team. I think that was a very weird move. He probably just didn't want to put the Occultist in too, which I understand, but you really gotta get rid of, I mean, you really gotta do something. That just really doesn't do anything for you. See, I did get 3 crits round 1 without any command buff, so, you know, that's just justice working for you, or a lack of justice for Roman games. It's like RNG happens in a match. Person on the left, there's justice in this world. Person on the right, there's no justice on this world. Or the other way around. See, I just go for more Hound Series. And this team, let's be honest, it's pretty simple. This team is pretty simple. It's simpler than Kalashnikov. You don't have to worry about weird reconstruction, salt machine heals. You don't have to worry about Stygian Embrace. You don't have to worry about, oh, do I go pull or do I go Abyss Artillery? You just go stun on their most important target, and when you can't go stun, you go heal. That's it. The other 3 characters kind of just play themselves. With the doggy, if you're at the store, go Lick Wounds. If you're not at the store, go Hound's Harry. That's it. With the men-at-arms, it's like, do I want dodge? Go Bolster. And you only have to do that decision once. Do I need accuracy? Go Command Buff. Are none of the previous 2 conditions met? Go Bellow. So yeah, that's, you kind of just think of it that way. And then the Abomination's like, can I transform? Yes, transform. Can I slam? Yes, slam. And then when you de-transforms, you just want to stun the character with the lowest stun resistance, so that's good. Yeah, now I'm gonna go for more Bellows, and unfortunately Roman Games just, well, unfortunately for him, he just let the stun go on that occultist. Now he's gonna be stunned in 4. I would have gone for the Arbalist if he had moved the Man-at-Arms back faster, but, you know, even if, you know, if that were the case, then I'd still have a 60% chance, but, you know, at least I could have missed it, and the occultist is a more important target. My backline is kind of being destroyed. I've eaten 1 Rain of Sorrows, and I've eaten 2 Abyss Artilleries, so they've taken a very decent amount of pressure, but so has my opponent's team. Except, of course, you know, I have to deal with the flagell at the end of the match, so it's gonna be a little easier said than done. He's gonna go for another Rain of Sorrows, lands both of them again, so now both my backliners are dropping to their store in 2 turns. That's no bueno, but I have more pressure coming. Here I click and I just go like, I'm not at this store, I don't care. I'm gonna click and I'm gonna go for the Hound's Harry. You wanna apply the DOT sooner rather than later, so instead of just waiting for my opponent to take all of his actions, I mean, generally, as a rule of thumb, you want to apply the DOT sooner rather than later. Instead of waiting for my opponent to take all of his actions, and then I go for the Hound's Harry, which would mean that the bleed only starts happening on round 4. I go for the Hound's Harry first, and then all of his characters start taking the bleeds immediately, and that's going to give me more tempo. Same thing applies with stuns. You usually want to stun targets, and with this team it works too. You usually want to stun targets that haven't been stunned yet, because if there's an Arbalist on the enemy side, if you're going for stuns on people that have already used their turn, or rather their action this turn, then she's probably going to get a lot of value off of it. But, you know, since she's stunned here, I can have three stunned targets on the Roman Games side, and there's really not too much she can do about it. So putting Arbalist in 3 does have this downside, and that's kind of why you don't see the other damage Vestal team being played, because you put Arbalist in 3 and you put Vestal in 4. When the Arbalist is in 3, you leave yourself very vulnerable to stuns, because both Manacles and Dazzling Light reach the position 3 character, and these days almost every team has either an Abomination, a Vestal, or it's just extremely defensive to deal with that Arbalist. So yeah, I'm thinking about WD with the Abomination, Oppressive Vestal with the Vestal, and Salak Prot with the with all the protection that it has, and even the dodge on the backline to deal with the Arbalist BS. Yeah, the entire game kind of revolves around the Arbalist, doesn't it? Kinda. So yeah, here I transform with my crit buff and with my 2 transformation buffs. It's a paddling. Arbalist in 3, transformation coming through unimpeded, and yeah, she takes a big ass hit from that. Roman Games' Flagellant has just been able to play like half of his turns. He can go for 1 turn, then he gets stunned, and then he goes for another turn, then he gets stunned again. And that's just how his match has been going. Arbalist here clicks herself, probably gonna go for a heal. Yeah, I mean, even if you go for a heal here, the problem is I have so many damage buffs on my Abomination that I'm almost assuredly gonna do enough damage to counter that heal. And then I'm gonna stun you as well, because with the Affliction you have minus 15% on all the resistances. So I'm really just... okay, I actually don't do enough damage here because I don't have the Spike Chain, but I have like a team that's not gonna survive until the end game. If I were to take this match slowly, you know, just spread the pressure, play it slow and steady, safe and steady, like go for a heal with the vest or something like that, you know, just straight hits, I wouldn't win the match. I would lose horribly. I would actually lose this match quite horribly. But because I'm able to apply pressure here, because I'm able to apply some chaos, I can prevent that from happening. You know, it's funny that I mentioned this because this team can kind of be played in one of two ways. You can go for a bit of a more chaotic match, or if your opponent has stuff to like slow down a bit, you have a Vestal in the back with heals. She's actually quite good at dealing with some situations. Like, it's really not that crazy to just decide like, okay, you know what? I don't have any good stun targets. I'm gonna go for a heal. I'm gonna bring like my abomination from half HP to full HP with my heal, and I'm gonna feel fine for it. Yeah, you can most definitely do that. Here I want to go for a Divine Grace because it clears horror in the Circus, and I actually love how Divine Grace clears horror. Excuse me. I love how Divine Grace clears horror, but, you know, she goes for an act out. I believe she tried to go No, she tried to go for a heal there, because then she changed her action, right? Yeah, she tried to go for a Divine Grace, but he said no, so instead she went for a Comfort, and then, because he said no to the heal from the Divine Grace, he doesn't get the heal from the Divine Comfort, unfortunately. Here I thankfully survive the repulse, which means that I still apply the stress. I feel nice being able to do post-match commentary, because yeah, I'm not sure how you, the viewer, who I'm actually doing this for mostly, feels about me doing post-match commentary, but I quite enjoy it because I can actually focus more on commentating on the Circus and like on what's happening, rather than having to be like, oh, I have to think about what they actually do at the match. So it's less for me to manage. It's a bit more chill. So I don't mind doing it sometimes. Yeah, I don't mind doing it sometimes at all. Okay, it goes for the Weakening Curse. Here, jeez, I've been getting a little bit sick. Actually, really sucks. I've been getting a little bit sick. I have to blow my nose. And it's not the cold, it's the heat. I really hate this this time of year where it's not really cold, but it's also not really hot. But then you just step out into the sunlight and it's like, oh fuck, it's actually really hot. I guess that's spring, right? Or when it starts becoming spring. I really quite dislike it, because if it's full summer, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's gonna be hot anyway. I'm gonna prepare accordingly. But if it's not full summer, then I'm still gonna bring slightly warmer clothes for when I need them, and then when I don't need them, it's... I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way. Okay, I lost my doggy, unfortunately, but I still have my Vestal here. The problem is, I need to deal with this Flagellant, and I need to save my Vestal to do it. If my Vestal dies, then my Abomination and my Men-at-Arms are probably not going to be enough, because my Abomination stun is only 100% stun chance, or rather 100% chance stun, which is going to be much less than 100% stun chance against that Flagellant. So if I go, and I don't have a repulse on my Men-at-Arms, so at 2v1 I am actually likely to lose here, so I don't want that to happen. Here I can go Bile, but here's the thing, this is actually a very important turn. I'm actually gonna have to pause because of this, because I'm gonna go for a genius move. Yeah, sure, pat yourself on the back. If I kill the Arbalest here with a Bile, this means that Roman Games gets to go first. So if I do that, he gets to go first, and he gets to go for a kill on my Vestal, which she will undoubtedly get, because she's at like 190 stress. So I have to let this Arbalest live, so she can take her turn, so by round 6, I can actually go first, and I can heal myself, and after I heal myself, I can guard the Vestal. And moving back here has a dual function. Not only does it pass my turn without taking stress, it also means that now I can have this guard, which isn't like in 3-4, nor in 1-2. Here the important part is that it isn't in a 3-4 guard, because if it's a 3-4 guard, Abyssal Artillery and Rain of Stars can both still hit. But if it's a 2-4 guard, then I mean, when I say those numbers, it's the positions. If it's a 2-4 guard, I can guard the Vestal, and nothing's gonna hit her apart from full AoE abilities like that Bellow there. So yeah, now I have to go for a guard here, and if she says no, which, I mean, she's abusive, isn't she? Yeah, I think she's abusive, so I don't think she has a chance to say no. That's actually quite fortunate, if that's the case. Yeah, I think she's abusive, so she doesn't have a chance to say no, so that's nice. So I got 2 abusive Vestals, huh? I guess she's mad. She's mad that I haven't been playing with her all that much. Okay, and here I am once again in the weird spot, because that occultist is dead if he clicks, so I don't particularly want to, like, risk doing too much stress here. But I was like, I doubt that I'd be able to do so much stress that the occultist still manages to get a heart attack just off of this and save himself. Because if he had a heart attack there before dropping to the sword, then he'd survive. He'd go down to 175 stress and he'd still be able to get his turn. You could go for a weird reconstruction and make this a little bit dire for me. So yeah, I am once again at this store. I could go for a stun, but I mean, I'm never gonna crit for 4, so that's not a problem. I'm never gonna get the stun anyway. I mean, it's a 45, so it's not impossible, but at this point, that man-at-arms is dead, unless Roman goes for a reclaim. He has 5 dot on him, but if you go for a reclaim here, then, you know, I just go bellow and the man-at-arms dies anyway, so it doesn't really accomplish anything for Roman games to go for the reclaim here, but he does. He does anyway. It is enough to save the man-at-arms if I miss, but I have enough accuracy with both the bile and the bellow that I'm not gonna miss this. This man-at-arms, and he will be a goner, and then we'll be in a 3v1. And I mean, it's just this Vestal team. It's gonna have some really shitty matchups, but even a team that looks kind of barbaric by today's standards, it can do well if you know how to play well with it. And I guess if you have to be in a good matchup as well, but it really goes to show that you don't need to play like WD every single match to like get wins. You just need to play the team that you have, and you need to play it well. Because when I played this in 2020, I was pretty tournament hardened. I was a lot of months into Butcher Circus. I was when was that tournament? It was like in late September, and I started playing in like June. So I was at least 3 months into Butcher Circus. I had gone through a tournament already. I was Darkest One. I had built my own team. I had built Shep Stress, which I abandoned for the next tournament because it didn't do so well. I mean, no, it did well the first tournament that I brought it in, but then I ran against Halo and kind of got my ass kicked. So, you know, that was no fun. But yeah, I was like pretty tournament hardened, and even then I completely faltered when trying to play this team. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that don't blame the team, blame yourself. Nah, I'm kidding. Okay, that's not exactly what I meant, Chef. That's not what you mean, Chef. That's not what you mean. But no, it's more like you have to take a more critical look at how you're playing the game rather than at the game or at the team that you're playing. Sometimes you have to take a step back from just like, oh, that was terrible RNG, or oh, the team I'm playing is shit, to see like, what could I have done differently, what could I have done better. And that's kind of just how it works on Butcher Circus for you. So yeah, here unfortunately my Vestal says no to the guards, so I'm kind of left, oh, what do I do here then? And I just go, okay, I guess I can go Bellow so he doesn't crit me for 5, and kill me shortly after. At least this way he's gonna crit me for 4 instead. So yeah, but the Flagellant is still dropping. He has used 1 Exsanguinate. He goes for the Act out here on the Reign of Sorrows, and does 2 damage. I am alive. I'm not really in any danger of dying anytime soon. I do have the heart attack recovery, so he's dealing a lot less stress. I actually got the bug there, thankfully for me. I only took 8 stress from that Reign of Sorrows, even though it should have dealt more than 8 stress because of the bleed applied on my vessel. So if you're unaware of this, sometimes... Oh yeah, and look at the buffs on that Flagellant. Now it's only plus 20. It's not the bullshit that Claudius is getting. It was ridiculous. But yeah, if you didn't know, the Crimson Hook is bugged. Sometimes... And by sometimes, I mean on the dog it always works. If you go for the Hound Sari, and you get the extra stress from them being bleeding immediately when you apply the bleed with the Hound Sari. While with the Flagellant, it sometimes works with the Punish, and it works most of the time with the Reign of Sorrows. But in other times it doesn't work. I think it depends on where you put your Reign of Sorrows in your ability bar. Or, most importantly, even the character that you're going for. I feel like on the Bounty Hunter it almost never works. But on the other characters, it seems to work most of the time. It's very, very weird. And you would say, Shep, you're not trolling, you're being stupid. That's probably not true, but I mean, you just saw what happened the last match. That shouldn't have happened, so this is a spaghetti game. Don't be fooled, this is completely a spaghetti game. So yeah, here thankfully I get to stun that Flashbond, so he might not be able to use his final 2 Exsanguinates. I have the Illumination kill shot, I have the Manacles kill shot, I'm gonna go for it. And I take the W here against Roman Games with this crazy-ass Vestal team. So anyway, tomorrow I might play the Damage Vestal, the Salak special, and hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again another time. Cheers.